Mama's in the living room watching Judge Judy. I'm in the kitchen eating leftover sushi, and she yells, "Oh, girl, you gotta hear this one." A man was arrested for running a theme park, and when they said, "Where's your license?" he said, "My dog ate it." Oh, you can't make this shit up. Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on her Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one." Mama loves to laugh at how absurd life is, says it's all a comedy and I'm her audience. And I love the way she makes fun of the world. She said, "You'll never guess what's with their girlfriend. It was a man who didn't get us out of the bed. He said, I've been through hell and now I need some help. You just can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up." Sometimes I wonder if life's just one big cosmic joke. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout. It's like she's on a Reddit, reading r/funny lawsuits, yelling from the couch. As she sips on a Prosecco, makes fun of all the weirdos, and then I hear her shout, "Girl, you gotta hear this one."
Happy Friday or whatever the hell day it is. We're starting a little bit early today because one, it worked out in the schedule, and two, your squid is yeah, I've been pissed off since the Irina Zutskaya stabbing. I've been really pissed off and kind of observing things since then, and I've been really pissed off at the social media reaction. But there's a difference between me and most people because I get pissed and I talk, I raise money, I try to change people's opinions, try to debate people. However, the one thing I will not do is tolerate disrespect on my own fucking channel and my own fucking comment section. Not one chance in motherfucking hell are you going to come up here and call me a liar. When you come in my comment section, I respect everybody's opinion. If you have a different opinion than me, great. I'm going to give, because this person and I have disagreed about some things since before the election on other channels, but overall we get along and we agree on a lot more than we disagree on. However, I will not take blatant disrespect on my channel directed towards me because of who I support or the comments or opinions that I have. If you don't like them, I have heard a bunch of creators say that since they posted their videos on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, they have been losing subscribers. I look at that as the trash taking itself out, because if you are only going to support my channel if I agree with you, that's not America. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. So yeah. On that note, we're going to read a little something about about Tyler Robinson, the Charlie Kirk shooter, allegedly, because he hasn't been convicted yet. And then we'll get to Carly Gregg. You can find me streaming. How are you? What did I walk into? I love everybody on this channel, and we all have different opinions on stuff. However, there's some damn disrespect that I just got on my own damn channel, and I ain't taking that crap. And I don't take crap from people, especially people who, this is not meant towards anybody except for one person in specifically, and she's not watching, so it's fine. I am not going to take hatred towards me because of who I support or don't support, while y'all sit behind a fucking keyboard anonymously. Have a great day. Squid PSA over. Talk about unhinged. I feel like being a little unhinged right now. Oh boy. So this is the Charlie Kirk shooter. This piece of work. We are going to read this, and then we will get to the rest of the Carly Gregg stuff. So I apologize for my rant, but it needed to be said because no, like, just because I make content doesn't mean that I have to take disrespect from fucking idiots on YouTube and who think they're better than me just because they have a different opinion. You can go fuck yourself. You can sit on this, spin around, and fuck all the way off. Yes, anyone celebrating a death is sad behavior. Yeah. See, and I didn't always agree with him. We had different opinions on a lot of stuff, but we had some of the same opinions. And I loved that I took the ability of, and I took a lesson from him to talk to people that you don't agree with, because that's the only way to see how they think. But for people to just go, I was right. Okay, how? And Trump and Nancy Mace talking about a radical left, they do that all the time because the left talks about the radical right. So, yeah, once again, fuck all the way off. Oh, boy. Anyway, Tyler Robinson claimed Charlie Kirk was full of hate, investigators say, as they detail what led to his arrest. The 22-year-old man accused of killing Republican activist Charlie Kirk told family members the Republican influencer was full of hate in the months before the shooting, investigators said on Friday morning. Tyler Robinson, the Utah man identified as the shooter, was apprehended by authorities Thursday evening after more than a day of searching for him. 32 hours. I was on with Shizzy this morning watching the press conference as I was getting my IV, and how dare the governor of Utah make my eyes water like that. Officials said they were informed Robinson confessed, or at least implied, that he fatally shot Kirk to a family member. We got him, Utah Governor Spencer Cox said, to start a Friday press conference. And that was, as far as press conferences go, that was straight to the point, very accurate, very informative. My only criticism was that I couldn't hear the questions from reporters, but that's, neither here nor there. That's just me being nitpicky, because I can. Robinson, who reportedly became more political in recent years, expressed negative views of Kirk and told family members he believed Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. Cox said after acquiring a rifle, Robinson fatally shot Kirk, 31, on Wednesday while Kirk was hosting an event at Utah Valley University's campus. Robinson then fled the area by jumping off the roof 200 yards from where Kirk was struck and bleeding. He blended in with the crowd and made his escape. That sparked a massive manhunt as the country waited for news of an arrest. Kirk's death shocked the U.S. and caused anger among many, especially Republicans, who denounced the killing and described it as a political assassination, which it was. When you unalive somebody strictly because you think they are full of hate and you disagree with them, that is completely an assassination. However, we are not the same. And this is where, respectfully to anybody who is left-leaning in the chat, I don't believe these are your kind of people, but you did not see riots in the street over Charlie Kirk's death. You did not see people burning shit down, burning businesses, looting, destroying shit, mostly peaceful protesting. You heard a lot of people, including me, get on the internet and bitch and say how pissed off they were. But there's a difference between being pissed off and being able to control your anger and your emotions like a normal, healthy adult, and being pissed off and going and destroying shit. We are not the same. We are not the same. Cox said the assassination of Kirk was an attack on all Americans and free speech. He also condemned the political violence. I still believe our country, and I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country, Cox said in an emotional speech at the end of the press conference. Still believe that there are more good among us than evil, and I still believe that we can change the course of history. Kirk, a 31-year-old Republican activist, was the co-founder of Turning Point USA, a nonprofit dedicated to engaging with high school and college-aged individuals on campuses. Kirk had dedicated most of his life to representing conservative beliefs and engaging in debate to spread right-wing policies to young people. He was well known for engaging in, at times, contentious debates with young liberal individuals. At the time of the shooting, he was seated at a booth for his Prove Me Wrong segment and was answering questions about gun violence in the U.S. I believe that was the timing of that was not a coincidence, if you get my drift. So what happened to the person that took that guy's life? He's in jail. We'll finish this, and then I'll kind of summarize what I remember from the press conference. Cox said Kirk was a champion of freedom of expression. Yeah, he was for free speech, no matter what you thought. He loved talking with people who didn't agree with him, because not only was he able to say why he thought what he thought, but also understand why people think what they think on the other side, which is key to being able to work for everybody. Yeah, they didn't kill him. But we'll get to one of the reasons why. But cops don't just go around killing people just for the sake of killing people, despite what you hear in the media. Law enforcement spent more than a day searching for the suspected shooter and released photos and videos asking members of the public for help identifying the person of interest in the case. Authorities used surveillance and cell phone camera footage to help piece together how Kirk was fatally shot and who may have done it. Footage released to the public showed the suspected shooter arriving on campus Wednesday morning. Cox said Robinson's father recognized his son in photos that law enforcement released and reached out to a family friend who happened to be a minister to encourage Robinson to turn himself in. That's part of the reason why he wasn't shot. He was not actively in a situation where he was not in a standoff with police, let's put it that way. Trump had revealed some of those details while announcing the suspected shooter was in custody on Fox and Friends just hours before the press conference. The minister, who is also involved with law enforcement, called authorities to arrest Robinson. The suspected shooter was arrested approximately 250 miles southwest of the university in St. George, Utah. Law enforcement officials and physical evidence found at the scene of the shooting was tied to Robinson. Before the arrest, authorities had uncovered the rifle used in the attack and unspent ammunition at the scene of the shooting. Cox confirmed during the press conference that unused ammunition contained inscriptions that aligned with Robinson's views. One read, "Hey fascist, catch," with an up arrow symbol, a right arrow symbol, and then 3 down arrow symbols. Another said, "Oh, Bella Ciao," which could be a reference to an Italian song dedicated those who fought against fascism in World War II. The third read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." Officials said Robinson's roommate provided them with messages on the app Discord Robinson sent before and after the shooting in one chat. Robinson wrote he needed to retrieve a rifle and mentioned the engraved bullets. The content of these messages included affiliated with the content Tyler stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where the rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. Although Robinson did not like Kirk, public voting records show he had no party affiliation and had not voted in the last 2 elections. Well, the last one, he was 18. The one before that, FBI Director Kash Patel, who previously faced some scrutiny for inaccurately claiming to have the suspect in custody, stood beside Cox. at the press conference before taking to the podium and praising law enforcement for making an arrest within 33 hours. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops, Patel said. Patel, who also knew Kirk personally, ended his remarks by telling Kirk, "Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla." It was a reference to the great hall in Norse mythology where heroes go after they're killed. It did seem kind of like a eulogy press conference. Robinson has yet to be charged, but is being held on various charges, including aggravated unaliving, felony discharge of a firearm, and obstruction of justice in a Utah County jail. Cox said the state would be working on charging documents to be filed in the next 3 days. Utah has 72 hours to file charges formally, otherwise they have to release. Those documents will include any other additional charges. Robinson could be facing both state and federal charges for the shooting. And I will be following this case. Trump told Fox and Friends that Cox indicated to him he would seek the death penalty for Robinson. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. The death penalty is a very fine line, but here is very here is a very interesting case of political violence, and I think there's a special place in hell for people who eliminate people only for the simple fact of they didn't agree with their speech in a country that has free speech. Yeah, and how we tolerate free speech is doing what I do to people, or I encourage other people to do. If you don't like what somebody else is saying, you block them. You don't talk to them. You say, "Bye, have a nice life, see ya, good luck." And you ignore them because they're not worth your time. And nobody is worth ruining the rest of your life over. Sorry. But that is how we are different. That is how we are different. We are not the same. We are not the same.